Welcome back to the movie teacher. We're going to be talking about a film called The Deep End of the Ocean. This was a book, a novel, but it became a movie. And I stumbled upon it last night when I was with my mom and dad. We were just sitting and watching a film. We didn't know what was it going to be about, but we just fell in love with the story. It was such a beautiful story because it conveyed something so important to life, a family, which is what life really is about, love. And I just loved making this movie in my mind as I watched it because I was learning every second, and it felt like I was learning about myself because I felt like I was kidnapped when I was small. And I felt like I was misplaced. And I felt like there was something wrong with me, and I'm different, and I'm separate, and I'm not part of the gang. So I felt like Ben or Sam. And at this part of my life, I'm coming back into my family, and I'm feeling more comfortable with them. But like Ben was missing for 9 years, I feel like maybe I was missing for 19 years. And it's such a beautiful story because you can see how the mom learns the beautiful lesson of love at the end. They say, if you truly love, you must let them go. And that's what we know from this movie. You see how at the end, she finally got what she was dreaming of her whole life, to find her son once again. She couldn't believe it. She took a camera and she snapshot it the day he came to cut the grass. I don't know what made him left, but he never came back. If you know the movie, did you notice he didn't come back to cut the grass? But the day when she decided to drop him off back at the house 2 blocks away is the day she really learned how to love like a mother is supposed to love, unconditionally. And we hope fathers can love their children unconditionally too. And I think they do, but they have a different way of loving that child. And that freedom of space that someone gives you if they truly love you allows you to come back to them when you're ready to. And that's what we see. Ben or Sam eventually comes back to the family in the end. I mean, you can't blame the kid. He didn't know what was going on. He didn't know who these people are on a conscious level. Unconsciously, he knew them. He loved them. He missed them. But he was in amnesia because of life circumstances, because he had a brother who kind of let him go. But maybe he was such a vessel of God's love that he had to be a means of healing that other woman that maybe had a negative relationship with his mom in high school. And, you know, that lady probably looked up to his mom all her life, and she probably got bullied by her mom. As we see the scene in the beginning when they get to the hotel, she makes a joke about her virginity. And then she comes and she doesn't even have the guts to say hello to that lady. And we see how the lady lives up the life that she doesn't have because she has 3 kids and she probably doesn't even have a husband. So it only makes sense that she kidnaps her one and only Ben, but because she's just so void of love, she's hurting, she was in pain, because maybe something happened to her in her childhood. Maybe she was sexually abused, who knows? And she was deprived of that love. So she saw a gift from God, the Ben. She picked him up. She couldn't help but kidnap him, but she wasn't trying to be a criminal. And she kept him. And then she married some man, and she ended up committing suicide. It's so sad, but that's what happened, apparently, according to the story, which I think is true because the author of the book says that she received the vision of this beautiful story in a dream, which has to be the depth of her own self. Her other books, I looked into them, they're very similar themes. So the depth of the ocean represents the subconscious mind, the depth of who you truly are, your personality, which is infinite. It's very beautiful. So you can look at Ben as this kid who had so much love that he had to be shifted into another household to heal those hearts that were hurting. And when his job was done, he was allowed to leave by God's will and come back to his mother, Michelle Pfeiffer, the girlfriend of Tony Montana. Elvira from Scarface, my first favorite film. So I am just very, very grateful to be exposed to this film last night, and I'm in love with the story. It's just beautiful. It really is. And I want to sit down with the author. I want to sit down with Michelle Pfeiffer, and I want to meet the actor Ben. Yeah, this is beautiful. It's wonderful. Yeah. So we just have to love. And when you love, there is no logic. You can't hate the girl in high school who kidnapped her, this woman's son. You have to forgive her because you can empathize with her. You can see her pain. And you see how the eldest son in the family, he played the mother's role when his mom was so depressed in the bed. She didn't know how to be a mom, so he played that caregiver's role. But he was never appreciated, and I can relate to him in my own life. I'm the eldest. And, the day his brother left, he was so hurt that he wanted to get the attention that he was seeking all his life, because his parents forgot about him because they were so curious about where their other son left to. So he was devoid of that love. And all along, maybe the parents should have just realized they had to love these two. That child didn't need their love. He was sent to go love other people because he had so much love already. So parents missed out. They were sleepwalking. But it wasn't too late, because that tragic shock of them finding out that their eldest son is in the prison, I think his name is Patrick, I'm not sure, made them realize they gotta appreciate him. And the mother and him, they had a healing connection in the prison as they were talking. And it shows that even fathers have this ideal of a family structure, and you can see how the Cappadorias or Cappadora or whatever it's called, that Italian restaurant. I love Italian food, so I just love this film. But they have this ideal, this image they want to create, this persona, and it's an egotistical driving force that fathers tend to usually carry, unfortunately. And the wife could see right through that bullshit, and she just shot him, and she was like, look, you're fluffing. The son said it too, Ben. He said, you just want to show me off on Valentine's Day. So the dad's ego got hit, but of course, the dad came from a state of love. That's his way of sharing his wealth, which is the people that he has his close ones, his family, to the world. So everyone's doing what they believe is best for them from their state of love. And there's infinite states of love. So I love this film, The Deep End of the Ocean. And I would love to one day tell a true story in the form of a TV show or a movie. And it's all film at the end of the day. Yes, I am the movie teacher, but now I want to create a whole series on decoding what I desire to see in television series. We're going to start off with And with the E, and we're going to go to The Marked Heart. Also, When Calls the Heart. It's a Canadian TV show. We're going to go through Prison Break. We're going to go through Suits. We're going to go through The Good Doctor. We're going to go through Seinfeld, my favorite. With the love of my grandparents, I watched it every weekend. And we're going to go through Castle. And last but not least, Manifest. Alright. Peace, guys. Thank you so much for watching The Movie Teacher. And I don't know if I'm the movie teacher anymore because we're now getting into TV shows. So it's not just movies, it's stories. Story teacher, whatever. I don't know what we call this place, but it's a place that all started from my favorite city in the world, New York City. I was looking at Liberty City, the video game that I used to play when I was small. Stole it from my tutor. Her boyfriend had a game of Grand Theft Auto Liberty City. I stole it for PlayStation 2 and I played it at my cousin's place when we slept over, and I was bad to do that, but I think Sheila forgives me. And I quietly snuck it back in her DVD section of her condo, Trailwood Drive. I love you, Sheila. Thank you for being the tutor that you were to me, because it's made me a teacher in the film industry. So that is my take on The Deep End of the Ocean. Thank you for listening.